So for technique 2, I'm going to show you how I made these two cards. See how these two cards are have a white border around them, and one has splatter, one doesn't. So how I achieved that was by stamping using this palette. So what you want to do is you want to get some color on here. So let's go ahead and do that. And for this one, I'm going to encourage you to be very mindful of your complementary colors, okay? So really quickly, red and green are complementary colors. If you put them together, they make a beautiful brown to make your shades darker. So if you ever want to make a green darker, put some red in it. If you ever want to make a red darker, put some green in it, and it will really, really look make your red look really great. But if you put them together here, you're not going to see red and green, you will see brown. So let's go ahead and think about what the colors that we want here. So if I put yellow and red together, I'm going to get an orange plus some yellow plus some red. Now I know that the complementary color of orange is blue. If I put blue in this mixture, it'll make green here, but it'll also make, if the orange touches the blue, it's not going to look very good. So what I might do is I might put either green, so I'm going to have yellow, red, orange, and green, or yellow, red, orange, and purple. And I might do that. I might do the purple. So you'll see what I mean in a second. Alrighty. So let's go ahead. You want to cover this entire palette. So that's going to be the yellow section. Over here, you're going to have, whoopsies, you're going to have the red section, and anything that meets in the middle will be orange. Alrighty. Now yellow and purple looks really lovely together. So if I extend the yellow down, I can put a little bit of purple here. They will look good together. And I might just put some green down at the bottom here. I am going to use my round brush. I'm gonna very gently activate these colors, making sure I don't touch any of the others, because you don't want them to start mixing here, you want them to mix on the paper. So there's that one done. Oopsies. There's that one done. Really quickly, and I'm putting a lot of water on here. I want it to be soaking when I flip it. Alrighty, and the green at the bottom, just gonna activate that. I'll bring that up, maybe touch it to the yellow. Alright, that's done. I'm going to grab my paper here, and I'm going to, you could do a flat wash, or you could, and I'm gonna do this, I'm going to soak it with my, you can see, pretty wet. All right, I might just, these drips, drip them. I'm gonna do that, get them off. Now what I'm gonna do is I am going to put them this way. And then I lift. And that's what I've got. Grab some of your paper towel here, and if you can very gently get the color back in, because because the water went all the way to the edges. Oh, I know, I didn't spray here. I just did water wash in the middle. That's why the color didn't travel all the way to the edges. But that's okay. I mean, if you soak up the water there, it won't travel there anymore. All right, so soaking up here. So that's one thing I have to remember for next time. Okay, so that looks really good. You'll notice that you have a little, you don't have too much green down here. So you could choose, if you want, to apply some green here and then activate it. Get those little bits and then just very gently touch green to those areas just to give a little bit of color there. But you will notice that it won't be a smooth, like see how that's a smooth pink to yellow. The green won't be as smooth. Just put a little bit of extra water and run it. Just playing with the, you know, the features of watercolor, make them work for you. I think that looks good. Not much purple, so if you wanted to go in and add some purple, again here, just touch it, and you'll see, oh, look at that, beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. It's now flowing into the green, but kind of staying. It's not mixing and mudding. It's flowing into it naturally. And then if you kind of just tip it, it won't go too much there. And you just play with the watercolor. It's starting to mix now. This way. Oh gosh, I love it. It's beautiful. There's that line. You can see it down the middle. Beautiful. If you don't like these broken bits, I love them. But if you don't like them, just bring them in. And tidy up that section there, and let's let that dry. One thing that I did want to show you, which I found totally and utterly romantic, have a look at how the water, the pigment in the crayons actually dry on your palette. Can you see that kind of, is it in focus? See those valleys and those rivers here? I think that's just so gorgeous. I've not seen that with any of my watercolors that I use. I use the Koi Sakura. I find this just very charming. And if you look here again, you see a little bit down here. I think that's really gorgeous. And then across into the orange and then into the purple. So cute. And then really in the purple here, you see it as well. And then up here in the blue, gently, you can see it washing down green into yellow. I find this very, very romantic. I'm not sure why. All right, so the next thing you do is you'd want to stamp on. I've got the butterfly on this one, beautiful. I've got I don't know, is this a carnation? I keep thinking of it as a carnation. Maybe this is a carnation. So let's go ahead and do the other flower now, which is this little guy. Alrighty, so we're gonna put him here and put the stem there. And I mean, I almost feel like I just want to do the one there, like this one, just the one. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, you can see there that join. That's not so good, but we'll fix it. Alrighty. So, and then you can come along here, and what I did for some of my other ones is I chose to actually do a combination color of yellow and orange, so that it was yellow on top here, and then if I just grab some water and activate that, I started putting some of the color down here. All right, so next thing you want to do is the same thing with that stalk. Coming in now with my sentiment, and I love it. Now, the one thing I am going to do is I am going to splatter this. Number one, because I'm thinking that that's really dark there. So I'm gonna specifically try to splatter in the area to make it look like the splatter is dark and not that the stalk flower join was ruined by me. So I love the fine splatter of this liner. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alrighty, so that is technique number 2, which is using your palette to stamp onto your watercolor paper. Okay, so the next technique I want to show you is how I came up with this one. And this one is basically still using your palette to stamp, but doing it one color at a time. So we'll start by, and this is thinking again of your colors and what to mix and what not to mix. So doing it this way, so I've now activated my colors so it's nice and wet here. Grabbing my flat brush, getting that a bit soaked, and then nice wash all the way across. Nice wash all the way across there, so you can see from the glare or the glisten of the paper that this is wet. So once again, we're doing a wet and wet technique. And if it's watercolor, you want to do a wet and wet technique because you really see the magic of watercolor. So put away our paintbrush, and all you're doing is you're stamping like this. So look at that, it's gorgeous already. Yay! And that's how that turned out. How amazing is that? That's watercolor. Okay. That's watercolor doing its thing. This is no talent whatsoever. Okay, so watercolor, that's the orange down. Now you want to think, what do you want to put next? Should we put, I think green would look beautiful there. So let's rub our green in here. And let's grab our brush, activate that. You got to work quickly because you want to make sure that this is, you know, still wet. Let's put that right about there. Yikes. Right. You can see here it's starting to mix. And if I pull this puddle down and then just put a little bit here, get that. That looks great. Righty. It around. I feel like it's my light here is beating down on it, and I feel like the water is drying up. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, we're working really quickly. I think purple is going to look really good in the middle there, so let's really quickly put on some purple. Alrighty, and flip it in. Oh, so sexy. Oh, come on, break that section. And I've got a little rag here, and I just want to soak some of this up. This is a bit too much. And look at that. Look at that. Mesmerizing. Seriously, I am mesmerized. Alrighty. And I might do just a little bit of yellow down here in this corner. Just bringing bringing this here. Okay. Oh, more of the crayon. Just move that out. All right. Oh, how beautiful. Alrighty. So let me dry it and I'll be back. And what I'm going to do is I'll do the same thing as this one over here. I'll just use the stamp instead. So just for this area here, what I might do is I'm gonna stamp it here first and get that dark off, and then I'm gonna do that. And I think that's what I did when I first did those first cards, and I totally forgot about it because they weren't ever as heavy as that. Okay. Alrighty, looking good. And for the sentiment, I'm going to go for this really long one because it fits really nicely there. I'm going to put it right on the edge so it's straight. Then I am going to, hopefully, oh gosh, I can't see that far. I hope that's straight. That looks really good. Alrighty. And that's that technique.